This is the biggest event in MCS history.
Well, nobody can really tell me anything now.
It's almost like Henry's just a shark swimming with the fish.
I gotta end the game right here.
Put a crown on his head, put a belt around his waist.
The champ is here!
Easily the best day of my life.
Run it back. They keep saying
Leading into the game, I take the same approach with every game. I'm just sitting there chilling, really just waiting for the game to start. I don't really try to think about too much. I don't want to overthink myself at all, so I just treat it like any other game leading into it.
This is your ultimate Madden Bowl final. Henry taking on Wesley.
A lot of the games, first drive, first score, that's really who determines the winner of the game pretty much for real. So first drive, I had no idea what Wesley was going to run on defense, you know. I assumed he was going to be in wide because he was saying he wasn't really playing much, so I didn't know if he was going to switch. But I see he came out in this defense, and we talked about this defense a lot, you know, before me and him matched up and the strategy to do versus it. And I pretty much told him if I ever play this defense, I'm going to run the same play pretty much the entire game. Like, I'm not going to switch a single play at all. And this first drive, that's pretty much what I did. I ran verts every single play of the game. Every single play of the drive, rather. Also, another thing too, as you see, I'm coming out and flipping. I didn't really do that versus other people, but you know, from running this defense, I did know that the flip will mess with it a little bit. You know, it makes it a little bit more difficult to adjust. So I did want to incorporate flipping into running this play a lot too. That's why you see me flipping a lot.
3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Henry back to pass on 2nd and goal. Rolling right, it's well covered, but can Henry get to the corner? What a click on, prevents him from running into the end zone.
You know, I called the perfect play, and I honestly just missed reads, got tunnel vision. I was just stuck looking to the right. I had the running back on the end route for a touchdown. I had the crosser going to the left for a touchdown, and I honestly just missed reads. And he made a great play with his user, being able to click on and stop the scramble. He made an amazing play with the click on. From playing Wesley a million times in the rep games, you know, he usually blitzed after playing coverage, so, you know, I went to my blitz beating play. He ended up playing coverage again. He got me, and he just made an amazing click on. You know, I thought I waited long enough to where, okay, he's not going to click on, I can throw it, and he just, literally perfect timing, just back-to-back crazy user plays by him.
The first mistake from Mr. 10 for 10.
Let's go! Let's go!
And, you know, you really don't want to get stopped at all because that one stop and, like, the game is over pretty much because it's so hard to play defense. But, you know, I wasn't feeling too bad. I had him backed up on the 2-yard line. I'm thinking maybe I could get, like, a safety or I could force him to make a bad read. And that's really what my mind was going through at the time right there.
And there's no punters out here. Wesley tells the special teams unit to stay on the field. We're going for this 4th and 2.
I knew he was going for it no matter what went on. You want to go for it because at worst case, you don't get it. The possessions are even again, but they have to try to score in the red zone again. You know, there's certain tells to different defenses, and I gave him a tell of what I was going to do on purpose. You know, I wanted him to know what I was going to do, and then I switched up a different look with it. You know, I sent pressure. I guarded everything, you know, pretty short and fast. I did not expect him to have that much time at all. You know, he just stayed composed in the pocket and made a good read, but you know, I felt like I played great defense. If I just got a little bit of pressure, it would have been perfect because I guarded everything short. You know, I got the running back quick. I got the tight end on the out route quick. I just have to go and guard the sideline to the right. You know, I got everything guarded pretty quick, so really just needed pressure, and then it just didn't work out how I thought it would.
92 yards to the house.
My game plan is really just take whatever he gives me. As you see, I go up and scramble right here. I'm just taking whatever I can get, you know. Hardest way to stop somebody is they're just not missing the read, you know, not making any mistakes, and that's what I'll just try to do. Right here, I got the clock down a little bit. I'm thinking just clock out, you know, just take the rest of this half, try to end this half at 7-7. It's really what I'm thinking about right here. I like got off a clock in. I'm like, let's just get 7 just in case, you know. I see him switch to wide. Can't really run the ball that much on this defense, you know, plays great run defense, so I just think let's just get a touchdown, you know. If worst comes to worst, just make sure he doesn't get 7. Boom, that was the new play, so it ended up working out good, and now I'm thinking, okay, let's just make sure he doesn't get 7. You know, 3 is fine, but, you know, 7 is just unacceptable. So pretty much the reads on this play, you're looking for the running back on the wheel, or you're looking for the post on the backside, you know, Alworth on that backside post, which I ended up hitting, but yeah, pretty much I'm going to have his user. I play Wesley a million times in this defense, so I pretty much have an idea of what he's going to do to stop some of the plays I usually run. And, you know, I know he's going to have to go and use the running back or use the post. He ends up not guarding either. His user's on the right side of the field, though, so I'll just look straight to the backside to the left. 1000% always just looking at the backside post. I've ran the play a million times. I know it's gonna work. I saw the look and I knew for a fact that it was gonna get open, and I just stared it down. I didn't really plan to do anything too much differently. I had a few little different plays, but majority of it is just things I've ran a million times. I feel like I've played pretty good in our practice games versus each other, so I didn't trip too much about it. Whenever he goes to another formation, 9 times out of 10, I know the play. Right there, I got the pressure. That was partially my fault. I should have clicked on and dove at the quarterback's legs and tried to get him sacked there because my player wasn't close enough. But right there, played the perfect defense, got the pressure, got everything I wanted, and he ended up getting the ball out fast. So ended up getting 3, which is fine. I'm not too mad at it, but being able to get a stop there and going to half tied with how bad I played that half would have been perfect.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, catch your breath. It was an absolutely frantic pace here in the first half, but Wesley has a 10-7 lead over Henry.
During halftime, they have the iPads behind us, and they have the admins on Discord with us, asking us questions and stuff. So, I'm just sitting there asking the Discord admin over and over again, like how much time is left at half. I just want to go back and play for real.
Henry in trouble here, needs another goal line stand, got to hold him to 3.
Right there, so, he ended up audibling again. It messes with my defense. I'm not expecting that. So I had to call timeout. The red zone is extremely important. So I'm willing to burn one if I can maybe get a stop.
If Wesley goes down and get a touchdown now, he's in trouble.
Well, he threw a high ball to Charlie Jordan. Charlie Jordan caught a touchdown, Tyler Davis.
Yeah, so right there, I ended up burning timeout, and he ended up scoring in the same play anyway. So, it ended up hurting, but, it is what it is. He scored only a minute into the quarter, so I can go and score as well. I thought he was going to run one play. He mixed it up and ran another play, and it was just a good play call.
17-7, and now Henry, the belt winner. His back is against the ropes right now.
Oh yeah, this is big. This is a win or lose drive right here. Every drive of mine right now is win or lose. If I get stopped once, it's actually over. Unless I can force him to make some crazy mistakes. West is pretty good with the clock, and the game will be over 1000%. So these are all win or lose drives for the rest of the game.
Is Henry a little rattled right now? Is that what we're seeing here? Because you don't see Henry misreads too often.
Right here, so you got to preserve the clock as much as possible. So a lot of people don't know this, but it's the 3rd quarter. So after you run out of bounds, the play clock will still run down to 15 seconds, and the game clock will move as well. So what you want to do is after you get out of bounds right here, you don't want to call a play until 15 seconds is on that clock. So that way the game clock is moved, and you deal with less time on the play clock, but that's fine. You really don't want that game clock moved at all. You want to save as much time as possible when you're in this situation. So you see, I won't pick my play until 15 seconds. As you see, the clock only goes down a second. That's extremely important. A lot of people don't know that.
If you're Henry, you got to stay dialed in here. Can't let this get to you. You got to, step up in the pocket and make some good reads.
The boom, as you see. Same play he hit me with. I caught him in cover 2, hit that outside fade for a touchdown. Okay, so we scored pretty fast. 2 minutes into this, not even full 2 minutes into this quarter, we both scored 7. So, it starts turning into a high-scoring game here compared to the first quarter. But, yeah, that's as long as you score fast, you can go and get a stop. I always felt like I was one of the best, and a lot of the reasons why I would lose a lot of these tournament games is I was terrible with game management. So, I hit up everybody in the 818 crew. I asked them, how should I play this? We went over a bunch of film, and, I figured out a lot of these situations that, I really didn't know in the past, and it would cost me a lot, It's a big reason why I won a lot of these games, because, back then, these are not games I would win. Right here, he goes back to that audible. Once again, I talked about this audible a bunch. It is tricky, so I ended up switching what I was doing. So normally, when somebody audibles, I just stay in that same defense, and I try to adjust from it. His was messing me up pretty good, so I changed my game plan. I started audibling with him as soon as he audibled, and right there, it worked perfectly. I just had to go and guard that backside corner route, as you see to the left. But yeah, so as you see, boom, all my players move. That's me audibling. That's just me calling Tampa 2. It's about to approach the 4th quarter right after that. I felt like I should have gotten 2 stops. I'm thinking oh wow, dang, it's really about to go down like this. This is how I'm about to lose this game. He made some good plays and got rewarded. I made some great plays, didn't get rewarded, and that's just the story of how some of these games go. So you know, I'm definitely feeling a little bit sick right now to my stomach.
We're 5 minutes away from crowning an Ultimate Madden Bowl champion. I wonder if we'll see a fullback
Boom,
dive.
he calls the fullback dive.
We're gonna shoot the
The
gap with
defense I
Sale
had
over
for
the
it didn't
top.
end up working out. You can see the reaction on my face, like that defense usually works. Maybe it's because he flipped his play and, you know, tried something different that people don't normally do, and that's why it worked. I'm still not sure to this day, but, you know, it is what it is. Now all I'm thinking is head, okay, you didn't get the stop, just go and get points fast. Go and get points fast. Give yourself another chance.
You can see it on Henry's face. He is disgusted right now.
And it's extremely important too, because, you know, I burnt that timeout earlier into the half. It's imperative that I have to score fast, because I only have 2 timeouts, and that's big. Definitely run like a deep post. You know, it beats cover 2, it beats cover 3. You want to go to a big post, 9 times out of 10.
As we take
Pass.
a deep shot here.
Deep pass. Let's all work.
Boom, first play. I'm watching this user. His user's not there. I'm waiting for that safety to turn his back to me, and then, you know, I know he can't see the ball, and I know from there I can just lead it to the outside and I'll have a touchdown. Yeah, you're waiting for the computer to turn his back. By then he's already running away, and he won't be, like, even if somebody clicks on, they won't be able to make a play. You know, I have all the time in the world right here, so I'm just waiting for the right timing, because, you know, I could throw it earlier and get like a big game, but I want a touchdown, because, you know, a touchdown is extremely big right here. So boom, throw it at the perfect timing. You know, he clicks on immediately, but you're just not going to be able to get there. You know, that was big. You know, I literally scored in like 2 seconds, you know. It scored immediately. So all I'm thinking is just go get a stop. You know, if anybody can do it, it's you. Just get a stop. Wes, in terms of offense, you know, I think he's by far the best offensive player. You know, he makes some of the best reads. He has the best pocket. He's gotten great at learning how to read a defense. You know, and you add all those things together, and it just makes him the most difficult by far. You know, I can usually stop everybody, but he gives me the most trouble out of anybody.
As there's Calvin Johnson on the corner route, and there's Calvin Johnson to the end zone. He looks right at home in the end zone for Wesley getting.
Yeah, so, you know, I thought I had that deep zone over there. That's why I had my user in the middle of the field like that. You know, I didn't. You know, that's just me feeling like dang, I made a mistake, and, you know, that could have just cost me the game right there, because, you know, there's still a chance I have to win this game, but, you know, the percentages of me winning is just, the probabilities are going down and down and down and down, you know, so, you know, it's definitely getting tough right here.
And now it's been unleashed, and everyone's just throwing lasers out here.
Yeah, so right here, pretty much this drive, I'm making sure I have the deep post every play. Like, I'm going to give myself a chance at the end zone every single time now. Like, I'm not trying too much to get any play in the middle of the field at all. Right here, I have the deep post to the crosser. He stays with the deep post, so then I know I can hit the crosser. I click on to make sure I get the catch and stay in bounds, or get out of bounds too.
That's a big dot right there to get him down to the 40.
So right here, you know, I'm not feeling too bad. I got to the field pretty fast. The clock is stopped. Now I just got to make sure I get in the end zone pretty quick. Right here, call the deep post again. No, he's going to use it. Playmaker that deep in route. I wanted to rack the ball so bad right here. You know, I wanted to rack and try to get in the end zone, because that would have been big. But, you know, I had to play it safe. I needed that was a big catch. So I had to play safe and possession it right there. I want to call the fullback dive. I really do. But I know how important it is. If I get stopped, at that time is just gone. So I'm pretty much what I'm thinking right here is I'm going to pass every single down. Boom, get to the outside. I didn't want to risk running it in, because he made that great click on earlier in the game that had stopped me from a scramble. So I just got the pass off.
Does Henry have the defense to stop Wesley?
Right here, send the pressure, send the guy. He can't really scramble. Thought I should have got a fumble right there. It didn't happen, but, you know, I'm not too mad at that. He only gained 2 yards. I see the clock. I know he's not even going to attempt to hike the ball right here.
If you're Wesley on 3rd and 8, a first down can end this game.
So I had a 25 purple, so it kind of looks like a deep blue, but in reality it isn't. If I had a 20 right there, it would have played it way better. You know, I wish I had a 20. But, you know, he ended up dropping it, so that was big. You know, I feel like I deserved that, because earlier in the game, you know, he threw right at me. I didn't get it. He fumbled, and my guy just completely missed the ball. So I felt like I completely deserved that right there. So, you know, I wasn't even thinking about him dropping that. Like, as soon as that happened, I'm thinking, fourth down, get a stop, get a stop, get a stop, get a stop, get a stop. That's all that's going through my head right now.
Back to pass.
You go ahead and
Derrick
hike.
Henry, 4-man rush underneath.
And when he threw that, at first I was shocked that he forced a read like that. I thought I had everything covered, you know. Going back and looking though, Everything was covered, but he would have had the streak on B to the inside. Yeah, so as you see to the right, everything is covered, and he has that streak, and he just missed it. And that's really what it comes down to, just getting somebody to make that mistake. Get the ball back on offense. I'm thinking, okay, he's not seeing the ball back in regulation at all. Like, he could run commit right here, he could call field goal block, and I have everybody on the street. He is not seeing this ball back. I will not throw the touchdown. Like, too much time is on the clock. You know, I've been struggling to stop him all game. I finally got that stop, so I got to take advantage of this. I gotta end the game right here or go to overtime. This is like my money play right here. You know, that play you go to when your back's against the wall. The wheel routes are really good in this game. You have the inside guy, Y, on a deep end route, and that'll guard pretty much the middle of the field. So anything there, it has to choose between Y or the running back on that wheel. And as you see, his safety, he goes and guards the end route. I know I'm going to have the running back to the left. Boom, got him right where I want him. This is like, the game is in my hands. This is perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to motion in this outside receiver to the left and then motion him back out. I did this just for one reason, just to like trick him, you know, try to confuse him at all a little bit, because, you know, I've never done this before. Maybe get him to do something he doesn't normally do with his adjustments. But I'm trying to hit this corner out. I see cover 3.
Rolling right with Derrick Henry. Back corner.
See, I got the edge a little bit. I high pointed. Thought I had the game right here. Ended up being dropped. I'm like, okay, you know what? That's fine. You know, I played him a million times, and, you know, I labbed for this. I practiced against this all the time. Ended up hitting the high point over the middle, and that was that. You know, I knew exactly what he was going to call, and I knew the exact play to call from there. Yeah, right there, I blacked out in emotion, man. I just blacked out. I just let it all out. Oh yeah, man, it meant everything, you know. It's funny, you know, I did the ice in my veins, you know, D'Angelo Russell, you know, I did it all, you know. I was thinking about that, you know, days before the game, like, you know, if I do something clutch, you know, I gotta talk crazy, you know, I gotta do something wild, you know, and that really just popped up, and, you know, emotion, adrenaline, everything took over, and, you know.
Henry has gone back to back. He is your ultimate Madden Bowl champion. Well, Henry, it's a big night. I know we're in the middle of an interview, but it sounds like there's somebody at your door, and I think it's important that you go answer it. So you go answer the door. We'll wait here. It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
All right. So when I first got the knock, I thought they had Wesley come down, you know, because the banging was hard. I'm like, oh wow, they got him mad. Like I can't believe he actually went down and did this. You know, I thought it was gonna be Wesley at first. So as you see me laughing, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be so mad.
He goes to the door.
Open the door. All right, so when I see him, I'm like, okay. I'm like, for a split second, I'm like, okay, this has to be Tony G, but I'm not too sure. So I had to look again for like a quick second or two. I'm like, okay, this is Tony G. Let me go ahead and say, oh, this is crazy, Tony G. You know, I had crazy excitement, you know. My eyes are focused on that belt, you see, you know. They had us, you know, doing little promo vids and stuff with the belt before. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a nice one. So, you know, I'm just sitting there staring at it. You see my face, you know, I'm just so excited seeing it. You know, I'm just all teeth, bro. You don't see nothing else. It felt amazing having Tony G telling me that, because, you know, and this ain't no regular athlete here. We're talking about, you know, the greatest tight end ever, you know. So having him telling me that, you know, being in my apartment, you know, that was next level feeling, you know. Everything was off the charts from that point on. That was probably like the best day of my life, for real talk. Like easily the best day of my life. I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. That's gonna be a top moment forever. Again, I always thought I was like one of the best players, you know, forever now, and to have the back-to-back, you know, have all these accolades that no one else has, you know, I can finally say, like, you know, nobody can really tell me anything now, no matter what. Like, there's nothing anybody can say, no matter what. Nothing anybody can say about me, you know. I've done it all. I've done things nobody else has done, and that feels so good. Like, it's a next level feeling, man. Next level feeling.